Hello all, welcome to our channel Good to Go. So, followed by the last JavaScript video, we are going to learn about jQuery. jQuery is nothing but a JavaScript query, which means in JavaScript we might write many functionalities. Okay, JavaScript library is the jQuery. Okay, we will build a library functionalities with the JavaScript code that is called jQuery. Okay, we will just import the jQuery library in our file. We will use the jQuery functionalities. Okay, what is the main aim to use this jQuery? It simplifies the JavaScript programming language. Okay, for example, in JavaScript form, let's take a one big contact form. Okay, so for that, in that form we will have a 10 plus fields. Okay, to validate the 10 plus fields, we will use a 100 plus lines in JavaScript, but in jQuery we can reduce it within 15 lines. Okay, we will import the jQuery library file inside that contact form, then we will use jQuery codings like 15 lines of codings to reduce the functionality bundlings. Okay, so what is the main aim? Write less code and do more functionalities. Now I am going to explain this jQuery with the registration form. Okay, in registration form, what the basic fields are email, password and confirm passwords. Okay, I am going to validate that fields right now using the jQuery functionalities. Okay, let's go to our W3 schools website as always. Okay, just take the jQuery section. Here we have a many sections in jQuery functionality syntax. You can learn here. Before knowing the jQuery functionalities, you must know about HTML, JavaScript, then come to jQuery tutorial. Okay, JavaScript is the basic for jQuery because see, jQuery is a JavaScript library. Okay, so now I am going to explain with the registration form. Okay, I'm using the previous folder. I'm going to create one HTML file called register.html. Okay, see, uh, in previous video we was working in form.html, that is a login page. Okay, see, let me reopen that form. In this form we just used a username and password. We used a valid and invalid credentials, like that we did. Okay, with the JavaScript functionalities. Now I am going to do these all things with the jQuery. That's it. Okay, fine. So in previous video I just used this HTML things without any designs. I am going to make a minimal UI things right now. So I am going to copy the registration form from w3schools.com, where I can copy. In W3 schools we have a how to section. Okay, in that section we have a many pre-built codes we can copy from here. See, they gave a search bar like this. You can see these all things are basic things in our website. Okay, wherever we go, in for example, if we take a Flipkart section, see, in Flipkart also we have a search button, home, about, contact. In websites we will have a home, about, contact. They already gave the design things here. I'm just going to copy the existing code. So see, here we have a form section. In that form section I am taking a register form. Okay, fine. This is the register form I am going to copy. This is the pleasant UI, basic UI. Okay, I'm just copying this code and pasting it here. See, this is the internal CSS. Okay, hope if you watched our CSS video you will know about this. This is the internal CSS. They used to form section. As always, I'm removing this action button. Okay, we have a email field, we have a password field, repeat password field, then register button. Okay, I'm just going to run this file. Okay, here is the registration form. Okay, so let's reduce the width of this file. let me try to reduce the width of this file. Okay, otherwise I will make this button length. See, I gave a 50%, but it's collapsing. Okay, fine. Let's continue with the by default section. Okay, we have an email, password, repeat password fields. Whenever I'm clicking this register button, it should be validated as a proper email field and a proper password, proper repeat password. Okay, I'm just going to explain how to search for the validations, how to build the validation things in this jQuery. I'm not going to write my own code because you want to know how to search the things what you need. Okay, that's main reason why I am referring this w3schools.com. If you are go through this w3schools.com, whenever you want to know something, you will go to this website. Okay, see, uh, in this file there is no JavaScript codings, right? There is no JavaScript files. Okay, let me tell you how to integrate the how to import the JavaScript query library. Okay, go to this jQuery. Let's take any sample, because why I'm taking any sample, try it yourself. In all the HTML we need to import the jQuery to use the jQuery codings. Okay, see here they used the script tag. What is this script tag? Okay, in the script tag they called the ajax.google API.com jQuery min.js something. What is min.js? That is a minified concept. In libraries they will write more functionalities in JavaScript, they will minify that like a encrypted manner in JavaScript. Okay, I'm just copying this URL and let me show you how the minified JavaScript library file is there. See, this is the minified JavaScript library. Okay, we need to import this file first inside to our HTML. So for that we have a many free URLs to use this library. This is the one of the URL of jQuery free URL. Okay, I'm just importing it here. Okay, fine. The best place to use the jQuery library import file is first top line of the all the script tag. Okay, you might work in a website or wherever you go, there should be a jQuery min.js file. Okay, the best place to use this file is top of all the script tag. Okay, so I prefer to use on the top of things. The top thing will be a meta tag. After the meta tag I will use this script jQuery script tag. Okay, so in form.html we have a submit button. When already in previous video I said whenever this on click event is triggered, this login function will be called. That login function will be available in login.js. Okay, so these codes are done by JavaScript. Now we are going to use this with jQuery. That's it. Okay, fine. How I will check the jQuery is integrated? There is a script tag. There is an internal script tag. Okay, I'm just going to explain this all with the English wordings. Okay, see, in JavaScript jQuery we have a document, $document is nothing but this HTML file. It refers to the current HTML file where we included this jQuery code. Okay, so that this $document will be the this DOM element. Okay, this HTML document. Okay, fine. Ready means whenever the HTML file is ready, run this code. Okay, so already we run that register.html. See, whenever this HTML is ready to run, that time this alert yes will come. I am just giving a hello world. See, I'm just refreshing it. Okay, good. The jQuery code is imported right now. How you verify the jQuery code is imported or not? As I said earlier in JavaScript video, if we are making any small mistakes in JavaScript or jQuery syntax, it will collapse all the JavaScript and jQuery codes in the HTML file. Okay, now I will give you the sample example what it will happen if I didn't import this script tag. See, let me take a console log. Because JavaScript is a client-side browser language, so it will run with the browser. The browser error will be coming inside this console tab. Okay. See, now the dollar is not defined in register.html line number 99. Okay, where is that 99? Here is the 99. Why this dollar is not registered? Because we didn't imported the jQuery min.js file. So hope you know there is a link between this dollar and that jQuery min.js file. Basically this dollar is nothing but referring the library file. So if we want to use this dollar, we can give a many name to that library to refer the library name. By default dollar will be the referring name of jQuery. If you want to change, in some websites they will use like a jQuery wording like this, they will use like this instead of dollar. Okay, so if you want to use any naming, you can rewrite the minified file or your own coding. Okay, fine. Now inside this thing, okay, now what is our scope of this form? Whenever I'm clicking this sign in form, I need to validate this email, password and repeat password field. Okay, so for that I need to sign in form. I wrongly said sign in form. It is a registration form. Okay, there is a class. Whenever I'm hitting this registration button, I need to call the functionality. I'm giving one register ID. Okay, so see, same thing, instead of ready method I gave a click event. Okay, how it will work? Whenever we are clicking that register ID, here we need to hash. The dot means class name. Okay, dot refers to class, hash refers to register. Okay, so I used the hash register. Whenever I'm clicking this ID, this alert will be coming in our website. Okay, that by default yes alert is removed right now. I am hitting the register button. See, the register is coming. So whenever I am hitting this button, I need to validate the field. Before that, I am going to take the value from that field. See, in all the field we have a ID, so we will use the ID. Dot value. Okay, fine. So this syntax will take the value of that field. Okay, so in let me show you how we called the value from field in JavaScript. Here is that document dot get element by ID username value. This is the syntax of JavaScript. Now we are using the jQuery. This is the syntax of jQuery, how to get the value from the field. Okay, now I am taking a password, confirm password. Okay, I am making this field ID as password. This is confirm password. Okay, let's use these IDs here. Okay, we can do one more thing. like alert, we can use a console log, because I said like we have a console client. Okay, now I'm refreshing this form. I open this console. What I did here, whenever I'm clicking this register button, it will take the field values from the form, then it will assign to the variable email, then it will show in console log. Okay, I'm just hitting the register button. See, there is something line is there. Okay, I'm giving a something my mail id. Okay, give the hit the register button. See, this is the mail id. What it's getting, it's taking the email field value, then it's doing the console log. The console log is here, is the console log. Okay, so now we need to validate the email and password things. Okay, how we will validate, I am going to explain this with jQuery. How to search the, first we will validate the email. How to validate the how to validate the how to validate the email field with jQuery. Okay, this is how we are going to search in Google. I'm not spoon feeding to you, but I'm telling how to how to search the source what we need. Okay, see, here they use the regex functionalities, whatever. So whenever you are searching something, there is a Stack Overflow website. This is the biggest searching things for a technical related things. Okay, so I preferably tell you to research in Stack Overflow. So these are the queries many members are posted in the Stack Overflow. So if the solution, many members will give the solution for this queries. If the solution is correct, means they will give a green color tick mark in this queries. Okay, so see, I think there is no solution in this link. Okay, fine, let's go to another website. See, here also they take the name field, they take the email field. Okay, here they are using this if email equal to false. Okay, so this is the, see, here they prepared one JavaScript function. They are passing that email field inside this JavaScript function. They are taking whether it is true or false. Okay, that is simple thing in, that is the link between JavaScript and jQuery. We are using JavaScript codes only inside the jQuery. Okay, what it will do, inside this function we are passing a email parameter. Okay, it will check with this regex pattern. What is the regex pattern? This regex pattern will check whether the email id have a characters, then that at symbol is there, at the rate of symbol, then after that there is some .com or .in something, we need a dot symbol. Okay, here they use like this at symbol and dot symbol are there. Okay, so this regex dot test method is a pre-default JavaScript method, so we are using this email function. If this tested, what it will return means, if the email is like a Aravind dot RK Vishwa something I am giving here. Okay, this is the value of email what it will pass through from here. If this Gmail ID is not valid, it will return false. This not symbol will make it as true. If this is returning true, this will return true value. Okay, you will note all the expression things in JavaScript and jQuery tutorials. Okay, fine. Now we are going to use this is email. Okay, if is email this variable. Okay, if this method returns true, okay, let's take false. Okay, if this method returns false, what I will do, alert enter a valid email address. Okay, then I will put return here. What this return will do, for example, in this next line I will give like a password dot length should be greater than 5. Okay, let's use less than 5. Okay, if the password should be less than 5 characters, means it should show alert like enter a character length. No, we'll give a password length should be more than 5 characters. Okay, okay, fine. What is this return representing? Okay, if I gave a return, this on click method, when I am clicking this register button, it will take all the field values into this variable. This I am passing this email into this function. It will return false, means it will come to alert section. It will return the whole function from in this line. Okay, so these codes won't run here. Okay, the just this will break the whole functionalities after this line. Okay, that is the main thing of return. Okay, now I'm giving confirm password length. Same thing, confirm password length should be more than 5 characters. Okay, then what we need, password and confirm password should be same. Okay, password equal to confirm password. Even I am writing a JavaScript syntax inside this jQuery method. Okay, that is the true factor. So what we need to do here, it should be not equal to confirm password. So password and confirm password are not matched. Okay, so if all the codes are failed, I mean this section also, if this section passed true, if the password field is less than 5 characters, if the confirm password field is less than 5 characters. See, I am missing this length. What is the length? In the length it will take the length of the field value. Okay, if these all functions are failed, I am giving here alert your form is your form values are valid. That's it. Let's run the register file, then we'll check whether the functionalities are working. So before that, when I click this register, see, enter a valid email address, because the email address is empty. Here also one validation is coming. How it's getting? See, in HTML attributes you learned about required field. This required field means there is a basic validation in HTML. The required attribute will take the basic attribute of that file. Why we are using the email field as text? Instead of that we can use email. Okay, they write it for they write css things for text fields only, so I am reverting the change. What is the difference between email field and text field? In email field it allows only the valid email. Okay, that is what I'm trying to explain. Okay, fine. Let's take at good to go at gmail.com. This is the valid email, right? So I'm going to make some mistake in this file. I'm going to remove this dot. Okay, let's check whether the enter a valid email address is coming right now. Okay, fine. I am giving this .com. I'm removing this at. Let's check once again. Again it's coming a valid email address. Okay, fine. Now I'm giving a valid email address. See, now the email field is valid, so it came to password length. But we need to note one thing. I gave this email address. I said, right, this return method will break after the lines. Okay, now I am going to comment this return line. What it will happen? It will run the alert. After this line also will get run. Okay, let's check this. See, I'm going to remove the at. This is not a valid email address, and I didn't give the value for password field. I'm hitting the register button. Let's see what it will happen. See, it's giving a enter a valid email address. Okay, fine. See, again it's showing the password length should be a more than 5 characters. So this code is also running. That is the work of return. It will break the code from here if this syntax is working. Then it won't allow to run these all things. If I commented these things, it will allow the next line. In this line I gave a return, so these two functions were working. Okay, I reverted the changes. I am giving the valid email address. Good to go at gmail.com. Okay, fine. What is the password field? I'm just giving something. Okay, then in repeat password also these both values are different. Okay, hit it. Password and confirm password are not matched. Okay, because the values are different. Okay, fine. I am going to what are the validations we gave? We gave password should be a greater than 5 characters. Okay, confirm password should be, we need to validate these all things first. Okay, I'm just giving a AB, confirm password also AB. See, hit the registration button. See, password length should be more than 5 characters. Okay, fine. I'm going to enter the more than 5 characters. A, B, C, D, E, F. Same thing, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, fine. Your form values are valid because the email also valid field, password also more than what we are giving the character length, then repeat password and password are same, so the final alert is getting your form values are valid. Okay, fine. Now I am going to make a change between password and I gave a password as ABCDEF, then in confirm password I am giving ABCDEG. Okay, see, password and confirm password are different. So almost we validated the 3 fields. This is the basic validation of registration form. Hope you guys know about this length and this how to call this function from a JavaScript tutorial. Okay, you should learn. We have a jQuery methods also. See, in jQuery we have many methods. Okay, try to explore the things from the what we have already resources. Okay, see, many things are there. but within a jQuery we will do a many design things. So see, I showed you how to use section, right? In that how to use, there is a form section. In that form section we have a pop-up menu. See, taking this, whenever click on the button to open the logic form. Okay, how we are, there is no form, right? They gave us syntax. Where is the form? I'm just hitting this login button. See, the attractive login page is coming in the screen with a pop-up model. This is the pop-up model. The layer above the open screen will be a pop-up model. Okay, so whenever I hitting this login button, they are triggering this pop-up model. So these all things are handled by jQuery. Let's see whether they are using the open syntax in that. Try it yourself so that I can explain how to use that login form. Okay, see, they are here, they are using a JavaScript method in the inside this how to use section. We can make it as see, here we can use it as $.id value. Whenever we are clicking event dot target equal to model dot display none. Okay, this is the functionality of JavaScript. This same JavaScript. Okay, let's do something. Go to your work, start learning the jQuery. You can change this JavaScript method into a jQuery method. Okay, take it as an assignment. If you have any doubt, you can contact with us within a given mail ID in description. Otherwise, you can post it in the comment section. We are ready to help you how to do this with the jQuery. Okay. Okay guys, that's all about the jQuery syntax. You should learn all the things from this jQuery tutorial. Okay, you can learn many things. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. I'm giving you some tips about the next video, what we are going to into next. So for a web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery are the very basic things. Okay, fine. We learned that basic things. What will be the next? We are going to entering into the server side language. As of now, we learned about the client side language. For client side language, we just need a browser. Okay, browser and text editor. Almost we installed the text editor. We did it all with the text editor only. Then we used the browser. Now we are moving to the server side language. What is the server side language? Server side language means it should need some server setup to run the code. Let's take the server side languages. Okay, what are the server side languages? Okay, let's learn. Go to Google, type here server side languages for web development. See, there is a list of server side language. Here is the Node.js. This is the JavaScript. I in previous video, JavaScript video, I said this about Node.js. Node.js is also a server side language. Then we have a PHP. PHP is the open source language. Most of the people are using the PHP. Then Java. Java is also one of the more popular language. Okay, many people are using this JavaScript. In JavaScript we have a many frameworks. Even in PHP also we have many frameworks. Then come to Ruby, Rails, Python. In framework means I said jQuery as a library, right? Library means by pre-default they write all the basic setups. Framework means they will give a basic structure to write the web development. Okay, in web development we have, for example, I created this login.js, HTML, all the files inside this HTML. In framework they will give a structure. You need to create this file in this folder only. In login.js file should be available in JS folder only. Like that they will framed some basic setups, and even they will give basic libraries to run that package. Then they will give a basic skeleton structure of the class files and whatever. Okay, before knowing this framework, you should learn the object oriented OOPS concept. OOPS is the very basic things to learn before entering into server side language. Okay, just go through the OOPS technologies. You should learn the OOPS. OOPS will be used in many programming languages. Okay, so mind it, you OOPS are the basic. Okay, go to, see here we have a PHP in this W3 schools itself. Here we have a many functionalities. Here PHP, what is PHP OOP? Okay, you should learn these things. So why I'm explaining this before that video, go to this OOP structure. This will useful to you in wherever you are going into server side language, whether it is a PHP or Java or Node.js, wherever you are going, you should know the OOPS concept. Okay, so guys, we are going to learn the peak framework of PHP. What is the peak framework? Peak framework, that is Laravel. Okay, Laravel.com is the website for that framework. This is built with PHP language. So this is the peak framework for web development in PHP server side language. We are going to do the web development technologies using this Laravel. Okay, so guys, the upcoming videos will be in Laravel. Okay, so know about this PHP OOPS concept. Okay, thank you for watching the long video about this jQuery. You should know the OOPS before watching the Laravel. Okay, keep go through all the websites which I giving. I will give it in a description section. Just go through it. Okay, let's learn in another video. Thank you. Subscribe our channel to know more the updates.